Okay, everybody. It's Raider Sunday and it's game day playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But before we get into that, let me recap because I missed a couple of games. I'm going to get into the Chiefs. I'm going to talk about that a lot. But that Buffalo Bills game, because I'm not going to lie, I was a little concerned. I really was. Especially how thoroughly we got beat by them. Because I'm not going to lie, Josh Allen looked like the second coming of Jim Kelly. Like he was just slinging the rock. He was running whenever he could. The receivers were wide open. I'm looking at Paul Gunter like, bro, what are you doing up in the booth? You said we had the talent finally to do the offense, the defense that you wanted to implement. And we out here getting banged like this against the Bills? Now, I know the Bills are good. Don't get me wrong. Bills Mafia, respect. But I don't think they were that much better than us. So after the game against the Buffalo Bills, I was concerned, especially about the defense. Uh, the game also showed how much we missed Henry Ruggs and Trent Brown because I realized in that game, Carr really checked down in a lot of for the most part of the game. Where conversely, in the Chiefs game, when Henry Ruggs was back and Trent Brown came back, it was a whole new situation. Because after the previous week, I'm thinking maybe this year isn't our Super Bowl year. But I was like, nah, it couldn't be. So we went into that Chiefs game. I was nervous, especially after the first bomb to Tyreek Hill, where it was just like they out here running walkthroughs against us. But I will give this Raider team credit, and I want to start off with the defense against the Chiefs. Um, Paul Gunther deserves a lot of credit because in that game against the Chiefs, he was able to bounce back, and specifically in the second half. That's why I want to give him a lot of credit because anybody who's been in the Raider Nation for the last, I don't know, umpteen years, everybody knows we can start off the game defensively where it's amazing. Oh, man, we tighten them screws, boys. This is our week. And the second half rolls, the other team makes the adjustments, and we're still stuck in the first half adjustments. And then we get smoked in the third and fourth quarter. That didn't happen finally against a quality team, too. A quality team like the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. It still hurts me to say that, but give credit where credit is due. Y'all deserve it. But for us to come back in the second half and make adjustments, because in the first half, Travis Kelce was going to work, Tyreek Hill was going to work, Sammy Watkins was going to work, and I know Sammy Watkins didn't finish the game, but damn it, we got our injuries too, so no excuses. Now, back to the defense. The pressure, the defensive line is finally getting pressure, and I think, as I said in previous videos, by week 8 or 10, we're gonna be known as that defense where you're like, yeah, we out here, we make plays, But Cleveland Farrell, he's getting a lot of criticism in the nation because he hasn't gotten the sack numbers. But I've always liked his game in terms of he's extremely solid. He's stout in the run. He gets a lot of pressure, but now he's finally starting to get those sack numbers. And throughout the entire game, he was getting tremendous amount of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And I know Max Crosby had a sack, but watch out for Cleveland Farrell. He's gonna get you there. He's gonna get some plays. But also, I think David Irvin signing was going to be huge for the defense as well, coming over from he last played in Dallas. But I think that's going to be a good signing because I always thought he has a lot of potential, but he makes those spectacular plays and he makes those okay plays. He's not really consistent, but he will give you those special plays. If we can harness his full potential, that could be something. But he's like kind of a hit and miss guy, in my personal opinion. But back to the defense. Back to the defense. I like the push that the defensive line is getting. The linebackers, we're finally I think we're finally showing some improvement because they did a good job. Kawakowski and Corey Littleton did a good job, specifically in the second half because they were getting worked in the first half against Travis Kelce specifically, but in the second half they were able to switch some things up. Jeff Heath getting the first interception, that was huge because it was in the latter part of the fourth quarter where we needed that interception. That was huge. And he's going to be starting today against the Bucs. And I'll get into that situation later in the video. But the defense really did well. Trayvon Mullen, who in my mind is our best defensive back, he had a stout game. But what I want to say about the defense is the mentality, because in years past and even last year, they would fight hard for a quarter, 2 quarters, maybe even 3 quarters. This defense, they came back and they said, nah, we going to try to finish you off. We're going to make plays, and we're going to have that mentality where we're going to lay you out, and we're going to... Oh, another thing about this team, the tackling has gotten much better. Rallying to the ball has gotten a lot better. When we did miss against the Chiefs, the first initial tackle, we were there to get the second and third defender to get this offensive player down. That's huge. That's the mentality, like the non-quit mentality. We don't quit in these streets. And I think that's why this defense is different from years past. So by week 8 or 10, we're going to be known as that defense. Now, that offense. Finally, I'm going to start with Derek Carr, because there's still dissension among the ranks in the nation regarding Derek Carr being the franchise quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Raiders. I'm still saying Oakland Raiders. I don't care. That man's our quarterback. And allow me to put this man's career into perspective and why he's had a up and down career. The dude is coming back from a back injury where he broke it. No, first let's go in chronological order. The dude broke his leg when he was just about to ascend into his prime. Then the very next year he breaks his back, comes back early trying to help us. Then he loses his coach. Then we blow up then we trade away Khalil Mack. We trade away Amari Cooper. And we get a new coach, new offensive scheme, new everything. Has us basically start all over again. Now, mind you, in the Raider Nation's mind, we're still thinking, oh, you're in the league for 5 years by now. You should get this already. But no. When you start over, to learn a different offense and you're coming back from injury, it's really hard to reset. Now we got talent, we got offensive talent, we got defensive talent. The offensive line is coming together finally. And now we're starting to see Derek Carr start to really mature within this offense where he has help. Now, the first half wasn't very pretty. And I want to discuss the interception because Derek Carr and actually the whole Raider team has not been known to play well in Arrowhead for, I don't even know, like 4 or 5 years. So when he threw that interception, I was thinking to myself, here we go again. Derek Carr. And how do you sell a ball on Darren Waller, who I think is 6'5", 6'6"? And I was thinking, come on, just bounce back. Because I realized, and I don't blame Derek Carr for this, when he throws a bad interception, he has a tendency to play it safe. That wasn't the situation. He didn't check down the ball. He realized we're playing against the Chiefs. We got to let that bad boy rip at all times. And he's slinging that bad boy. Slinging it to Big Play Nelson. And a quick sidebar. Don't sleep on Big Play Nelson. He got a lot of the blame last year when the Eagles weren't healthy and for their offensive woes. But the year before that, when he was healthy, that man was a major contributor on that Super Bowl run. And we got him. Big Play Nelson, I like him. I think Derek Carr is finally getting more confidence in him. Henry Ruggs, that man's a difference maker in a lot of ways because the offense was completely different when this dude is not in the game versus when he is in the game. When he was playing against the Chiefs, Derek Carr seemed to have a lot of trust in this dude, which is pretty amazing since the dude is only a rookie. But he threw him a 50-50 ball. Huge. I think that did a lot for Derek Carr's confidence and Henry Ruggs' confidence for coming back after knee and I believe a hammy injuries. So that's only going to instill their confidence and their rapport going forward. So that's huge. Hunter Renfrow, he had a good game with a big pass. I believe it was on third down, too. Third Renfrow. Devontae Booker. Can't say enough about him because last year we really struggled in the sense of a backup running back. But Devontae Booker did a huge had a huge impact on the game when Josh Jacobs wasn't in the game. So I thought he had a wonderful game. Who else I want to mention? Um, Somebody else I wanted to mention. Oh, I wanted to mention Alec Ingold. Yes. From where? The University of Wisconsin. My alma mater, obviously. And I want to implore for everybody in the nation. When you go to the University of Wisconsin, we lift weights and we slay giants. And Alec Ingold is doing that at the NFL level. This man, I love how John Gruden is incorporating him to the offense, the passing game, the short passing game, and really bringing back the prominent, the usability of the fullback. And Alec Ingold, he's that guy. He's that guy. Stout, can run, and surprisingly enough, can catch pretty good for a fullback. So I really like how he's progressing within this offense, specifically this year. Now, another point before I go into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, which is about to start later in the day. Derek Carr, I'm really seeing the maturation of him in terms of knowing when to run, pocket awareness. All those things are really taking the next step, and I really realized that in the Chiefs game, because a lot of times Derek Carr will try to wait until the last second to take a sack. Or the times he'll just run when he needs to just buy time to wait to give his receivers time to get open. The Chiefs game really showed me that it's all coming together. The comfortability with the offense, where he knows the receiver is going to be, and knowing how much time he has in the pocket. Because now if you look at his game, he's like, let me buy a little bit more time. Okay, I'm out of time. Let me run. Let me get 2 or 3 yards. That's smart, because if you look at Patrick Mahomes, that's one of the underrated skill sets that he has. It's his escapability and to extend plays to where the receivers can get open. Actually, matter of fact, he had 2 touchdowns like that. One to Sammy Watkins where he escaped the pocket, where I thought we had this dude for a sack. He could have run, but he waited, got a touchdown to Sammy Watkins, and I believe it was in the first or second quarter of that game. Now you're starting to see Derek Carr start to incorporate that into his playbook. And then there was one play in the fourth quarter at the very, I want to say 4-minute mark, where Derek Carr, he's getting pressured and he's thinking, I should run. He's buying himself some time in the pocket. He sees Jalen Richard, and he flips it to him, and he almost connects it to him, almost. And those are the type of plays where you're like, okay, Derek Carr starting to get it, that vision, and that playmaking ability. It's starting to really settle in. And those are the plays I think we'll start to see more as the season progresses. So that was not only a huge win for the organization and our year, but that was a huge boost for Derek Carr to outduel Patrick Mahomes. I think that's only going to have our franchise quarterback reach new heights with that confidence-boosting game. And our defense, too. To go against a top-notch defense like that, a top-notch offense like that, where they're gonna get Le'Veon Bell. Jesus, the rich get richer in the coming weeks. But this was a signature win for the Raiders, and going into this game against the Buccaneers, huge. And before I get into the little preview, I want to say how thankful I am for AB, because it can't be stated how it's really a finite amount of time that you have in NFL before it's all she wrote. And AB is one of those supreme talented people where I think it's a travesty if we don't get to see this man play in meaningful games. And we haven't seen this dude play meaningful games in almost a year. So, and him going to a team like the Buccaneers that was already dangerous before he signed, I think that's going to be tremendous for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Now, flip side of that is, AB, I hope you've learned your lesson from your year off hiatus, if you will, self-imposed. Um, because I don't know if you're gonna get too many more chances after this year. So hopefully your mind is right, and you're ready to make plays now. But you ain't playing this week, so it's gonna be a tough matchup. You know, Tom Brady's feeling himself. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're feeling themselves. The defense is actually underrated for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it's a huge test for our defense. And the reason why I'm curious about this test for our defense is because it's the recipe for disaster for Tom Brady has always been the same: pressure, 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 pressure. Hit this dude as much as you can, and if we can get a lot of pressure on Tom Brady, hit him as much as we can, he'll falter, get some bad interceptions. That's always been the game plan. And like I said in the Chiefs segment, we're starting to get a lot of pressure. Now, this will be a test against a veteran quarterback. Some say the greatest of all time. Me being a Raider fan, I don't know if I can go all that far with the accolades and the adulation. But if we can get some tremendous pressure against a quarterback of this level, against this team that's surging, that'll be another step to his defense taking a huge, huge leap or a huge step in our chase for the Super Bowl. So I'm excited about how our defense is going to respond. I think the way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to really attack us is using Gronk and LaShawn McCoy and the running backs in the short passing game. I think they're going to attack our linebackers. That's how I think they'll try to exploit us, especially since Mike Evans and Goodwin are hampered. So I think that'll be their mode of attack, which is our linebacking core has been an issue since Nick Roach. From the offensive side, Derek Carr, you gotta let that bad boy rip at all times. If you throw an interception going against this defense, don't let it blow your mind. Don't let it blow your confidence. Josh Jacobs has got to be how he's been all year. Outstanding, powerful when needs to be, vision next level. Darren Waller, you got to match Gronk for production. Actually, matter of fact, have a better game than Gronk. Big Play Nelson, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Hopefully, him and Derek Carr can make that next jump in terms of rapport. And Henry Ruggs, I think Henry Ruggs is going to build upon what he did. I don't know if he's going to have the same level of impact, but I think he'll have those crucial catches. I don't know if he'll have those deep bombs, but I think he'll have those crucial catches. Who else I'm gonna be? Hunter Renfrow, Alec Ingold. I think they need to have 2 or 3 catches each, and they have to have those crucial plays in the third and fourth quarter. That's where I think they're gonna shine. But overall, in terms of how I think the game is gonna play out, I'm gonna say a shootout. There are gonna be moments in the game where there's gonna be defensive lapses or defensive stops and defensive superstar plays, but for the most part, it's gonna be a duel. And I think Derek Carr is going to come out on top. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is the beginning of our ascension in terms of the defense taking a prominent role? Do you think Derek Carr takes the next step and gets back to that 2016 MVP talk? Derek Carr. I think it is. But let me know what you guys think. And oh, by the way, Super Bowl! We out here. Raiders beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Should I be silly with the mouth and be all confident? Or should I just be, somewhat in line and be logical? I'm going to go Raiders 36. No. Yeah, Raiders 36. Tampa Bay 32. Yep, I said it. It's a direct quote. Mark me down in permanent ink. All right, y'all, I'm out.